Greetings, my friends, and welcome to the full moon edition of Tarot for the Soul. My name is Carrie, and if you're new here, this is a weekly energy update and activation for the collective. So we have an amazingly empowering week ahead to look forward to. We have a super full moon happening in the sign of Scorpio on the 26th, and that full moon energy is opposing a bunch of celestial bodies that are all in the sign of Taurus. So we have a big Taurus signature happening in alignment with this full moon in Scorpio energy. What that means to us is that we are all up for a boost of awareness around self-worth, self-empowerment. Scorpio full moon is definitely going to bubble up to the surfaces awarenesses that we have on the sensing feeling level around changes we might be feeling called to implementing at this time in our life. The Taurus energy is a grounding factor. So if you have been following along with these videos, you'll know that in the past several weeks and in the past month, we're just coming out of a time where we had a bunch of planets in Aries, which has been all about initiating energies, setting intentions into motion, getting a momentum going in the direction of whatever our bigger picture ambitions are for ourselves this year. So now that the Taurus energy is coming in, it's more about getting grounded in regard to whatever energies we've already been intending and setting into motion. So Taurus is all about inspiring us to realize what makes us feel good, what do we need in our lives to flourish. And so any changes that are inspired by this Scorpio full moon are going to be in alignment with that. Remember that the full moon always illuminates that which has been hidden or obscured. When the full moon happens in Scorpio, what's going to be bubbling up to the surface is that which has been deep subconscious feelings, senses around, what we know we need to do to optimize our quality of vibrancy in our life. Scorpio is also about the underworld and the deep subconscious mind. So there are spiritual components to it that urge us in the direction of healing. So energy healing, healing old traumas, healing old wounds. And so I encourage us all to just be aware of how we are inspired to reclaim energy that we've unintentionally given away or that has been taken from us through our life's experiences, and to clear away any energy that's been projected onto us or that we've been hanging onto that's not our own energy. This is a really good week to do some energy clearing in the very least. So the celestial bodies that are in Taurus right now include the Sun, Venus, Mercury, Uranus, and Black Moon Lilith. Uranus is all about unexpected changes. Black Moon Lilith really compels us towards healing. So that's a part of why this healing, shamanic, soul retrieval energy is coming into the picture. Mercury in Taurus inspires practicality in the realm of thinking processes, the intellect. Venus in Taurus is all about creating beauty in our life. And then the Sun in Taurus in general brings us into an energy of efforting towards optimizing the quality of harmony in our life. So that's what's going on astrologically this week in a nutshell. And because we have a really intense week ahead, today I'm working with a very special tarot deck that I have. I got it in Egypt. It's an Egyptian tarot deck. It's out of print, it's a vintage, and I'm going to take a look at 3 different cards for us. We're going to look at what is the energy showing up for us this week that we can all activate within our lives individually and collectively. We're going to look at whatever challenge energies might be showing up in regard to that, and then we're going to look at the best way for us to activate the energies. So I've already been taking some time to tune in and shuffle the cards here. So let me go ahead and just select 3. Here we go. Okay, so here's 1, 2, and 3. So in looking at these cards, the first one that's coming up is called the Peasant. I'll show it up here in a window. So the image is showing a person who seems to be feeding or watering plants, and the plants are flourishing and blooming. There's symbols on this card. In the lower left, there's the symbol for the planet Mercury. And on the right, there's the number 23, which in numerology equals a 5. So let's start with that. 5 is a number of creativity and imagination. Typically in numerology, when 5s come up, it's an instigator or implementer of change. It loosens up the usual structure of our realities as we know it, making it a little bit easier to flow forward in implementing change. And of course, this Scorpio moon opposing the Taurus stellium is definitely encouraging us all to make changes that specifically are bringing us into closer alignment with our deepest needs, our self-worth, our self-love. And it's also about, again, taking a pause to really get grounded in the intentions that we've been setting in motion so far this year, which brings us to the Mercury symbol that's in this card. So Mercury is about intelligence, it's about thinking processes. So in regard to the energy that is showing up for us to activate in our lives individually and collectively, this is really an energy of successful attainment of your intentions. When I'm looking at the imagery on this card, the plants, as I said, that are being watered or fed or looked over and cared for, which is representative of the intentions that you set for yourself in the spring. So it's through our attention, through our mindfulness, through our diligence in placing positive care and energy into our intentions that we manifest the successful achievement of whatever our intentions are. So the energy that's available this week is one of achievement. It's one of achievement that comes through utilizing the intellect, utilizing our innate wisdom. And this is a little bit of a carryover of last week. I was going to say perseverance. It feels, I guess, a little bit more like diligence now than perseverance. Like we're in a flow, we're being mindful, we're continually, consistently putting positive energy in the direction of our intentions. And in doing so, we experience the successful achievement of our intentions. The next card that's coming up, which is showing up as the challenge aspect, is called the Traveler. So when I'm looking at the card, it shows a male figure paddling himself on a small boat, standing up through choppy water. So the challenges here are going to be connected to us metaphorically moving into previously uncharted territory, so to speak, in our lives regarding changes that we are being inspired to implement. So with endings always comes new beginnings, right? And we don't always know exactly how those new beginnings are gonna show up or play out. So this is a lot about utilizing the energy of imagination, intuition combined with your intentions to navigate forward and to be willing to move beyond the sphere of your comfort zone or expand your comfort zone. The main meaning of this card is teaching us the value of growth that happens through being willing to embody the energy of courageousness and to move beyond our usual known sphere of reality, to explore, to be a traveler of spirit, so to speak. So when I'm looking deeper into the card, on the lower left side is the glyph that represents Neptune, which further emphasizes this aspect of utilizing our intuition and our imagination as almost like a container for how we are envisioning our goals and dreams and coming true. Neptune is about dreams. It's about our spiritual connection with ourselves, our intuition, our imagination. And this card is assigned to the number 25, which in numerology is a 7. 7 is the number of self-guided change, self-directed change that specifically is aligned with your inner soul guidance. So as this relates to challenges, I would say that it may be a little bit of a challenge for some of us to trust our intuition. We're definitely being guided, especially with that Scorpio full moon. Scorpio is a water sign. It brings up depths of intuitive awarenesses from deep within the subconscious mind. And trusting your intuition at this time, trusting what your inner guidance is compelling you towards, trusting that it's safe to let go of that which isn't working for you anymore and be willing to explore what maybe is currently uncharted territory in your life. And the message is that we need to be willing to do that individually and as a collective. So on the collective level, we can look at, all of the turmoil that's been going on in the world on political levels, social levels, with the pandemic and all of that. And, there's a lot of different types of propaganda being perpetuated around us. And so even in that regard, it's up to us individually to feel into what feels right for us. Does it feel aligned and right for me to get a vaccination? Am I feeling guided not to get a vaccination? We all have to really hone in on our deep, deep intuitive intelligence and let that be what guides us. This can become a challenge for people who aren't accustomed to listening to your intuition, but that's also a bigger part of the collective soul evolution that's going on right now. And for those of us who are what I call evolutionary souls, meaning that you're a person that was born with a sense and a feeling of commitment to your own growth and soul evolution, and you're also committed to contributing that to the collective, we all have to do our individual part right now. Stepping into our empowerment as evolutionary souls means trusting your inner guidance. The last card that's coming up, which is we're looking at in the way of how can we best activate the positive energies of transformation that are coming up for us this week. How can we best activate our self-worth, our self-love? How can we make choices that are best aligning us with optimized well-being, joy, fulfillment, harmony, meaning, and purpose in our life? The card that's coming up, interestingly enough, is called Transmutation. So this is all about alchemy, spiritual alchemy. When I'm looking at the card, there's a woman figure who seems to be harvesting lotuses. And lotus is a sign of spirit. So harvesting lotuses is representative of transmuting what might feel to be obstacles, restrictions in the physical world of form, and again, shifting into those higher dimensional realities of spiritual awareness, intuitive intelligence that we all have access to. Again, when I'm looking at the lower left bottom of this card, There's the sign of Neptune, which once again is intuition, imagination, dreams, spirituality, our connection with ourselves spiritually on one level. It can represent that. And it looks to be the sign of Aquarius. Aquarian energy is innovative, it's leading edge, forward thinking. So the best way for us to really harness the energy activation possibility that we all have access to this week, the best way for us to fully activate that energy is to rise into our higher selves, our higher mental faculties, our intuitive intelligence, our imagination, our sense of connection with our higher selves, our sense of connection with the collective, so that we can all collectively be holding space for co-creating these energies of transmutation that are coming in right now. So also I'll say that this card is assigned to the number 21, which is a 3, which is growth, fruition, abundance. When 3s come up, it is representative of realizing, experiencing the first signs of growth that are connected to what our previous efforts have been. So we're all getting signs to continue to grow forward in the direction of however our intuition is compelling us. All we have to do is be willing to step beyond what might be the fears that are connected to the uncertainties of the future in order to completely access and activate these energies of reclaiming our empowerment, reclaiming our self-worth, reclaiming our self-love, making the changes that we feel compelled to in order to dial into creating a more fine-tuned, optimized reality that's filled with vibrance, meaning, and purpose. So let me know in the comments how it's shaping up for you this week, and I'm going to wrap it up here for now, but I will see you later this week in the next video. Thank you so much for being a part of the community developing around this channel here. Blessings to you all my love, and namaste.